Sullivan Knoth was born sometime between 1933 and 1937. He later became a shoe salesperson in 1966, but began to go through financial issues. Knoth tried to save his property he was about to lose by getting onto a broadcast station, but he heard a voice and thought it was God. The voice told Knoth he needed a new prophet, and Knoth decided he would do it after he saw a vision in the sky. He began to gather a group of followers, which he called the Testament of the New Ezekiel. They originally lived on a ranch owned by Lydia Dagan, as Knoth began to get more messages from God and would list them in a book he called the Gospel of Knoth. One day, cops were called when Knoth began to have his own seat on women delivering babies. Many Testament members were arrested, but the others, including Knoth himself, managed to escape. Knoth then stood on a mountain and got another message from God. He even cut his eye open. He saw a town and decided to take his followers there. It was a long journey of going through deserts and snowstorms, but by 1971, they finally reached a town in which Knoth called Temple Gate. Knoth would begin killing women to stop newborns from coming out. Even people like Val, who would leave his group and join the heretics to accept newborns from coming. One day, Knoth and his followers found a helicopter crash and took Lynn Langerman with them, while also skiing the pilot of the helicopter she was flying in. He talked over the loudspeaker to the town as he thought Lynn had the Antichrist inside of her. Lynn escaped, however, and Knoth would order everyone to go after her. Lynn's husband Blake later came into the chapel and hid in a booth as Knoth tortured two heretics to death, and they revealed Lynn's location to be in the mines. Knoth would even order his most loyal follower Marta to look for Lynn and Blake, who he had just been informed about. Knoth sent his followers to the mines to stop the Antichrist from coming, which the heretics wanted, but they failed, and Knoth ended up poisoning all of them as a storm rolled in. Knoth even saw the baby and slit his own throat since he had failed to stop said baby from coming. Sometime later, Murkoff agents came to clean up the Temple Gate and dragged Knoth's body away while complaining about his weight. And yeah, that's basically it for Knoth. I know he doesn't have too big of a role in the game, despite him being the main villain, or maybe even Laudermilch could also be another main villain in this game, which we're going to be tackling Laudermilch on next week's episode. I know these are pretty short, even though I checked some of my Outlast 1 episodes, and they were all about like 5 to 6 minutes long in length, but I don't know, it's just the Outlast 2 characters don't really have as big of roles as the characters in the first game, but yeah, that's basically it for this second episode. I know Knoth doesn't have that big of a role aside from just various photographs, and basically only when he kills Josiah and Mary in that chapel, and then at the end where he obviously slits his throat. Like, wow. But yeah, either way, stay tuned for Laudermilch next week. Please like, sub, and peace.